Hello everyone, it's Friday, it's just gone 11 o'clock, apologies for the delay this morning, and I'm Gareth. I'm going to be showing you some art things today. Some of you might have seen the post that I did earlier in the week to show what we would be making this week. I know a few people have gone out and they've bought lolly sticks and things like that. Unfortunately, the reason that I was running late and starting this morning was because I've just gone to plug in the glue gun in preparation for this and created a big bang as I plugged it in. The electrics, the sockets blew, so I've had to go into the garage, turn this thing back on, and unfortunately the glue gun that I was going to be using today doesn't seem to be working. I've changed the fuse, no idea what's wrong with it, so I'm going to have to go on that. I'm going to have to do something different. I'm going to have to look at it at a different time when I've got more than sort of 10 minutes notice. So I will just show you what we were. Was going to be showing you how to make one of these swinging bird feeders. Should have a light behind it. Like I say, unfortunately, not been able to do that today because technology has let me down. What's happening here? Let's switch the camera background, but it's not happening. Bear with me. Got a nice view of my... Right, oh, that's better. Right, we're back on. So, like I say, unfortunately we're not going to be able to make one of those today. I will save that for next week. I'm hoping that I can repair the glue gun and get that going. So the last 10 minutes I've just been running around like a bit like a headless chicken, thinking, what could we do instead? So, strangely enough, I've sort of had a thought as to what I could be doing over the next few weeks. I know some people had said about painting rocks and painting mandalas, and I thought actually, while I was running around like a headless chicken, I found a nice rock downstairs, which I picked up from a beach in Scotland, I believe, when I was on a week planting trees for life up in Dundragon. So I thought I'll give that a go. I already had paints to hand from last week, so I thought I would do a quick tutorial on dot mandalas, which can be done on a stone, can be done on paper, can be done on any medium really. So I thought we'd give that a go instead. Usually I would have probably painted this rock, but given the time frame, I'm just going to have to go with it as it is. I don't know if you can see that, it's quite sparkly. There's I'm not sure, there's some type of mineral or crystal in there. So actually, whereas I would have normally painted that black, I think what I would probably do is just leave it as it is because of the time frame, but also hopefully that will give us a nice little effect. So since I've been doing these videos, my mum's actually said to me, my mum's obviously my biggest fan, she said for my birthday that's coming up in July, she said, would I like some art material, which I thought would be quite nice. And one of the things that I wanted to actually get was a dot mandala kit. So you get different different tools within that to create different types of dots. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those, so I thought again, just to make it interesting, see what I could find around the house. What could I use to create some different size dots? So, and what could other people do if they don't have a specific toolkit? So I found some Q-tips. This is going to be my toolkit today. So as you can see, one end I've taken the cotton buds off, so we're going to use one end of those for a smaller dot. I have put some white paint on the end of this one just to smooth it down and level it off a little bit, stop any cotton coming off for making dots with that one. Also found a mechanical pencil with a nice flat rubber on the top, so I'm going to be using that, and also a nice sharp pencil, so we can be using that one as well. Hello Mark, hello Christine, I've just seen your comments, good to see you. And like I say, I'm also going to be painting a rock, so we'll see how this goes. Like I say, I haven't had time to prepare this today, so you'll have to bear with me and see how we get on. Again, like I've said every week, we've had some I've had some really nice feedback this week actually. Someone sent or posted some of the designs that they've done recently, and it was really nice to see. So if you do join along with this activity and you get something from it, like I say, I really enjoy seeing your work afterwards, so please make sure you do post it. So again, I'm gonna pop the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. I'm hoping for no more technical failures today, so hopefully we'll see what I'm doing with that. Lovely, just want to see that. So I'm going to start with acrylic paint. This works well with any type of paint really, so whatever you've got around the house. I quite like acrylics, it dries quite well, and lasts well as well, especially if you're painting something to go outside. So like I say, we've got our toolkit. In the actual toolkits you do get different size sort of cylinders or cylindrical shapes to make different size dots. I'm just going to show you a few techniques with things you can do at home. So I'm going to start with a big dot on that one. So for a mandala is basically a circular design which can be made up of different things, different elements, like we did with the Zentangles and other things like that, or it could just be dots. So today I'm just going to be doing a bit of dot work. So you want to grab one of your biggest tools, maybe one with a razor on the end, and the key here is once you put your paint in or paint down, is just to lightly touch the surface of the paint with your tool, like that, so you get a nice bit of paint on there. So with this I'm going to start right in the middle, and you just want to gently tap down and lift off. As you can see, you get a nice, I don't know, well, I hope you can see anyway, you do get a nice bump effect on there. I quite like the bump because when that ends up drying, it will dry nice and 3D. Make sure you have a cloth with you as well so you can wipe off the paint afterwards. So we start with a dot in the middle, and we're going to work our way out to the outside. So again, for this one, I'm going to probably going to do white again and then start adding in some colours. So I'm going to use I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this tool for smaller dots. So again, pop the end of your pencil in, or if you have a kit, it would be the stylus within the kit, and we're going to start building a design round. Like I say, normally I would paint the rock black to make it show up a bit better, but time constraints and sort of being a bit off the fly this morning, or on the fly this morning, meant I've just had to go with it as is. So when you're doing your outside dots, or your dots just outside your centre dot, if you start with a crisscross or well, with a cross design, so top, bottom, left, right, dab in your paint or dab your stylus in your paint in between every dot. Then once you've got your crisscross, you want to do 2 dots in between those two. To fill in the circle. I'm hoping this is showing up okay. I'll just get that a bit closer. So one there. And then one there. Okay. So I'm going to start adding in some colour. I'm going to go with emerald green, I think. So for this one, I've got a cotton swab. Like I say, I've taken off the cotton bit off the end, so I'm going to be using that end for some slightly bigger dots. Again, you want to pop it into the paint, just literally touching the surface, lifting off. About that much paint on it. And for this outer ring that you're doing, then, so we're going to be building. So we're going in sort of circles going outwards from the centre. If you do your dots in between the inside dots, that will start to make a nice pattern start to build. So you can do this. There are quite the kits are quite cheap to buy, the mandala kits. But what I like about this is that actually you can use anything that you can find around your home. Anything that you can sort of get your hands on that might be circular to make some nice shaped dots. And really, it doesn't even need to be circular. Say with your pencil eraser, you could actually cut notches out of that and make sort of an oval shape, which you could then use to sort of almost go round in a circle with yourself, make like a flower design. So it's good to experiment with what you've got around the house without then having to spend any money. Where are we? So yeah, we've got our dots on there. I'm going to go with a different colour. Actually, I think I'm going to go with a yellow orange, because we've got some green on there. I'll make it Truss Links colours, but slightly bigger dots this time. So what I'm going to do for the last dots, I use the end of the cotton swab, which I've just cleaned off. Where I've taken the cotton off, like I say with this one, I have put some white paint on it just to smooth it off, make sure that you're not going to get any like bits of fluff or anything on your paint. I'm going to use that one for the next series of dots. So again, just lightly touch it onto the surface and start going round, placing dots in between the dots that you already have. clean that one, you just need just damp cloth and just want to dab it. So if you come to use it for a different colour, you're not going to be getting, or you're not going to be getting more of that orange or whatever colour you've just used onto the paint. Just give it a dab, get all the excess paint off. So as you can see, the dots are getting slightly bigger as we're going outwards. And we're just building up a nice design. Just trying to decide on what colour. I've still got people watching. You know what? I was going to go with a blue, but I decided actually I'm going to go with a nice sort of greeny, turquoisey instead. I think that will make a nice design. I'm going to go with bigger dots this time again. Actually no, I'm not. I'm going to use another cotton swab and go with the same size and then start getting bigger as we go out. So for the bigger ones, like I say, I've got the pencil eraser. I've got another pencil eraser there which is slightly bigger as well. So it's not an exact science, you can just go with what you feel's right. Go with the colours, the size of dots that feels right for you while you're doing it. So the thing to remember is as we're going outwards is to place the new dots in between the existing dots that you've just done on the circle. Just clean off your dabbers. This time I'm going to go with a bigger dot. What colour should I go for this time? You know what, I'm going to go with a, possibly with a red. Or maybe a magenta. Hi Janet. Try not to do what I just did, which is smudge your paint. You can give it a wipe if not. I've got a clean cotton swab there. Just give it a bit of a clean up. So I'm going to go with some bigger dots around that edge. So apologies if you were expecting to see the bird feeder today. I will endeavour to do that at some point next week. Also, if anyone's got any suggestions of what we can do or what I can do and what you'd like to see, please do let me know. I'll do my best to put something together. So you can see it's starting to really build a nice. Hi Ali. Hello Christine, thank you. So like I say, we're just focusing on dots today, but what I will do as well is actually just show you a few extra techniques as well. So with this one, I think I will stop with the dots around there and just show how you can add a few sort of embellishments to what we're doing. This works best on nice flat rocks. This is the flattest one I could find. It was just sat on my windowsill downstairs, strangely enough. So you can do this on paper. You can do this on pretty much anything. So I'm going to go with a yellow, I think, this time. And what I'm going to do is going to add some embellishments around those last pink, magenta dots that we just did, using a pencil or your stylus or something sharp. Hi Tracy, so I'm using acrylic paints for this. I was intending on doing the bird feeder today, but I had a glue gun malfunction. I blew all my electrics, so I've had to improvise in 10 minutes just to see what I could find. So I'm using acrylic paints. I don't have a mandala dot kit. I have got, hopefully we'll be getting one for my birthday. My mum's offered to buy me some art materials, which is very kind. But I'm just using things that I found around the house to make nice effects. So I've got a Q-tip, one end without anything on, one end with the cotton still on, using a pencil eraser, and I'm using a nice sharp pencil as a bit of a stylus for smaller dots. So for your embellishments around these ones, you want to get a nice bit of paint on there, like I say, just touching the surface, popping it in, or popping it into the paint. Then we start on the outside edge of your circle, and that will create a bigger dot, and then you can keep dotting your way round. I'm hoping you can see that actually that makes a nice effect where the paint starts to come off. You get smaller dots going round, so I'm going to go around and do all of them. So if you start in the middle again and redo that dot, and then keep dotting round, get to the point where you get a nice big dot on the outside edge, smaller dots going round to the other side. We'll start with that one, so that's always going to be the same, or the biggest dot on the same size, to get the effect going all the way round. Pop that down a bit so you can see that a bit clearer. Means I won't be able to see the comments for a while, but I'll keep an eye out. You'll probably see my face appearing from the corner of the screen just to see who's about. So let's say for that stylus, you dab it once, you start at the top, and then you get the smaller dots going around the edge. That creates a nice effect. Hello Lily, my daughter's just joined us. I'm on my work live feed at the moment. Did you want to say hello?
Hello.
I'm very well, thank you, Lily. Are you okay?
Yes.
Good.
These dresses are just for tomorrow, for the party.
You're having a party tomorrow,
Yes.
aren't you?
And this one's for night time, and this one's for daytime.
Oh, you're having a costume change at your party, are you?
Yes. Tomorrow.
So, it's a party for you, your brother, mummy and daddy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Which will be nice.
my pen take so long?
Oh, Daddy was borrowing some of your art things this morning. I had to use your pencil sharpener. I've got people saying hello to you on the comments on this video now, Lily.
Oh, okay.
George just said hello.
Let's use them for something.
What have you lost? Hopefully you can see that's made a nice effect around those. It's almost like a flower with petals sort of coming off of it.
That was on my beautiful wrist. I knew it's Mandalas house. No, my bird feeder.
I was going to make another bird feeder today, but the glue gun's broken, so I wasn't able to do it. So I'm painting a rock instead.
Oh.
What do you think?
Oh, I like
Oh, don't touch.
That's what I do. Lots. They're beautiful.
Thank you. I quite like it. Maybe we can paint another one when we're... Oh, she's gone.
I keep saying on my story. I'm in trouble.
You're not in trouble. So I'm going to go around this edge again. So again with the... You say bye. You're going to go downstairs and play?
No, bye.
No. So I'm going to go around the outside edge again. With a nice blue. Again, you want to go in between the circles from the inside. And I'm using the cotton swab again this time.
Daddy, help me.
What's the matter? Do you want to take that downstairs?
I'm going to take the basket.
Okay, you take your basket.
My little bag.
Ooh.
Bye.
Bye, I'll see you later.
Sorry.
So, Christine, I've just seen your comment. I bought this paint from, well, I bought it online. I think I got it from Amazon. But you can use any paints really. These are acrylic paints, which you can get in most shops. I think even Tesco's have sort of a selection of paints. This is like a complete set that I bought. I think it was only about £3–4, which was pretty good for what it is actually. You'd have to wait longer for the delivery. Like I say, you can use poster paint, you can use any type of paint for this. Usually, if these are going to be going outside or to protect it from getting worn, you can get either some spray lacquer to protect it or some varnish, or if you've got some clear nail varnish, once it's all dry, you can paint over it with clear nail varnish, and that will just keep it a bit more weatherproof and protected. So I'm going to go back to the white. I think I'm just going to show you another technique. So we've done the main dots, showing you how to do the different sizes. So that was with the pen nib, that was with the cotton swab without the cotton on. We used pencil erasers, and then we've done the different size circles around the edges. What you can do as well, to sort of add to the design, is get your stylus or your pencil, do a dot, and then he says drag it across. And actually it didn't go quite according to plan. Start from the dots and drag it across. Wipe the excess paint off of that because that's not really going as I had hoped, or as I had envisioned. So we start from there, and then that's better. You can draw some lines. You still got your original dot that you draw, and then you can swoop it across. Get a bit of a swoopy design going around the edge. And the idea with them is that you want to sort of have them so they're meeting in the middle but almost overlapping each other. So one starts there and goes up, the other starts and then just goes to meet it underneath. So you can play around with the sort of elements or the designs. The reason you'd probably paint the rock first as well is sort of making it show up a bit better. So normally I would have painted the rock black first, is A, because it makes it show up better, but also when you come to doing bits of design like this, you're not dragging the paint and across a solid or a rough bit of rock. You've actually got a nice sort of smoother canvas underneath, so you don't have to sort of keep dragging the paint over. You should do it in a nice smooth action. Start with your dot, go across. Up that pattern from around the edge. So if the rock was painted underneath, this would probably swoop a little bit easier, but you get the general idea that you can add that to the pattern. Right, I'm going to go with a bigger dot this time. Let's see what else I've got lying around the place, because I'd quite like to have some bigger dots going all the way around the edge now, just to sort of finish that off. I've just found a crayon, but it's not a flat edge, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm just going to see what Lily's got on her windowsill that I can make use of. That's quite, like I say, just you can find things around the house. Even a round pencil that's a bit wider would do the trick. You can sort of experiment with different size dots as you go across. Maybe let me try with that. Just found a piece of chalk. It's a gold mine for art material in my daughter's room, so I'm just going to give that a practice before I actually commit to using this chalk just to see how it works. I'm just going to try it on a piece of paper. Yeah, I think that works well. Nice big thing. Right, so you can use pretty much anything you can find around the house. As long as it's a nice flat surface, you'll get a good effect from it. So, what should I do? What colour should I go with? I haven't got a red in there yet. I want this to be quite nice and bright. So I'm going to go with a red. Gone with the cadmium red this time. I could have gone with the scarlet actually, that probably would have made it a bit brighter, but I'm quite happy with that, I think. Again, just touching the surface of the paint, going through, and I'm going to do these dots in between the swooshy designs that we did a minute ago. Just lightly touching it. So you touch the surface of your paint and then plop it down. And so you get the little peaks on the rocks, which or whatever it is you're painting, and that will, as it dries, sort of sink down and make a nice 3D dot effect. Because we're coming up to the edge of the rock, it's on a bit of a curve, so you normally want to be doing this quite flat. But if you are on a curved surface, sort of place your tool onto whatever it is you're painting, quite nice and flat. So if it's on an angle, pop it on the same angle so you get a nice round effect. Right, I'm just thinking what else I can do to finish that off. Like I say, you can sort of experiment with the things you get as well. You can sort of chop bits out. No, I won't, because I haven't got any space on this one. What I'm going to do to finish off is go with a nice bright colour again. I'm going to go with yellow and just redo that petal flower effect, starting with all of the paint at the top and slowly going round to make the smaller circles. So as the paint wears off, you'll have one big blob there, and the circles should get smaller and smaller as you get less paint on the end of your stylus or your nib of your pencil. So really interested to see if you're giving this a go at home. Come up with some nice designs, nice colours. I'd love to see them. Please do post them on the page. It's lovely to see. We've had some people post some pictures of pictures they've done, some Zentangles and some other bits from the videos that we've had on, and it's lovely to see that people are really engaging, really well, first of all watching the videos, which is lovely to know, but then actually getting some benefit and doing and making some lovely things from what they've seen and given a go.
I found the spoon and I love you.
Are you back?
I found the spoon.
You found a spoon?
I found the spoon.
You're going to steal the show on this one, Lily.
I found the spoon now. It's still from now.
What are you doing with the spoon?
No, it's my toy spoon.
Oh. Oh, what, for the ice cream?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. So
It's downstairs.
you're gonna be selling ice cream today?
Yes. Lots of them. And if I can carry it downstairs.
Well, I tell you what, Daddy's gonna be finished in a minute. Rather than you carrying it downstairs because it's quite heavy. If you wait just a minute, I'll carry it down for you.
Have you got a pen up there?
I do have a pen. Do you want to take that one?
Yes.
What is it you're drawing on?
Yes.
Oh, your activity book. Oh, that's lovely.
My activity. Totally. Which one says it's Friday?
What does Friday begin with?
F.
That's right. So
This one.
it's just there. That's right. And it says, "What's the weather today?" So you can.
It's sunny.
So you're going to draw a nice picture of the sun.
No, I will do a tick.
Oh, you're going to tick next to the picture of the sun. That's a good idea. So while I've been working from home, Lily's bedroom has become my office, because you've got a nice desk here, haven't you, Lily?
Yes.
So I get occasional visits.
And I'm doing my own work.
You are doing your own work, aren't you? What are you doing today?
Not my own.
So
What Max is just
there
sitting
we have.
outside and looking at the clouds.
Sitting outside looking at the clouds. That sounds like a nice day. There we have our finished product. Like I say, you can make your own designs from that. It's just the whole thing with a mandala, especially a dot mandala, is just that it is that circular shape. Start from the center, work your way out with different sizes, and you can add nice little embellishments, all with things that you find around the home. So like I say, if you have a go, please do post your videos. I really would love to see them. And I will see you again next week. Hopefully, I'm not sure what happened there. We will aim to make one of these bird feeders, which doesn't come up very well with the light behind it. But you'll probably hopefully see the seed in there as well. So we will be making one of those. Apologies if you're expecting to do that today, but hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and like I say, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.